ECG and the cardiac cycle. Here is an animation showing the relationship between the ECG and the cardiac cycle. This is one cardiac cycle or cardiac rhythm. It paints a picture of the electrical activity of the heart. It is made up of positive and negative deflections called waves. First we have the P wave, the QRS complex, and the T wave. Sometimes a U wave may appear, but that is for another video. Let's look at each component, along with its segments and intervals in more detail. The P wave represents atrial depolarization. The sino-atrial node discharges an electrical impulse that depolarizes the atria. PR segment begins at the end of atrial depolarization to the start of ventricular depolarization. Electrical conduction is slowed or delayed before it passes to the ventricles. The PR interval includes the atrial depolarization and the propagation of the impulse through the AV node and the conduction system until the ventricular myocardium begins to depolarize. The QRS complex represents ventricular depolarization. This is when the ventricles contract. The ST segment it is measured from the end of the QRS complex and the beginning of the T wave. Remember, unlike intervals, the ST segment does not include any wave. The T wave represents ventricular repolarization. In other words, the ventricles are now relaxed and are waiting on a new action potential to contract. The QT interval represents the electrical ventricular systole, that is, the set of ventricular depolarization and repolarization. Its value varies with the heart rate. There is a third interval that can be measured, but only on 2 consecutive cardiac cycles. The RR interval is the distance between 2 consecutive R waves. In sinus rhythm, this interval should be constant. The duration of the RR interval depends on the heart rate. It is measured from the beginning of an R wave to the beginning of the next one. That is, the period between 2 consecutive ventricular contractions. A good way to differentiate between segments and intervals is to always remember that segments are normally isoelectric periods. That is, they do not include any waves, while intervals contain one of 2 waves along with segments. Here is an animation showing the electrical conduction pathway and its main fibers from the sino-atrial node to the bundled branches of the right and left ventricles. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more tutorials. Thanks for watching.